Thousands of feet in the air, masked terrorists with guns drawn, passengers screamed, and the flight crew froze in terror. But one woman didn't move. She didn't cry. She didn't panic. From the cockpit, the pilot noticed her, and that single act of calm would ultimately save every single person on board. This is the incredible story of Flight 782-2's. The flight cruised smoothly at 34,000 feet. It was just another normal day in the sky. Families were returning from vacation, business people were typing on laptops, and children were gazing out the windows, mesmerized by the clouds below. It was a picture of perfect normalcy. But no one on board knew that death had bought a ticket and was sitting right there among them. It all started with a scream. A flight attendant was violently shoved aside, and suddenly, a gun was in the air. A harsh voice yelled, "Everyone, sit down and shut up!" In that instant, 3 more men stood up from their seats, their faces covered, their weapons raised. The cabin, once filled with the gentle hum of the engines and quiet chatter, instantly collapsed into a vortex of fear and panic. Inside the cockpit, Captain Reynolds watched the chaos unfold on the security feed. His hands gripped the controls, his knuckles white. His training kicked in, but this was a situation no simulation could truly prepare you for. As his eyes scanned the terrified faces in the cabin, he saw her. A woman in row 14. She was sitting perfectly still. She wasn't frozen in fear. He realized her posture was different. It was focused, composed, ready. Her name was Elena Torres. To everyone else on that plane, she looked completely ordinary, dressed in jeans and a simple sweater, her hair tied back. She could have been a teacher, an accountant, anyone. But Elena had lived a whole other life, one she thought she had left far behind. Life of intelligence work, counter-terrorism training, and survival skills. It was a past she had buried deep. Until now. The leader of the hijackers barked his orders into the intercom. They were to change course immediately and head east. His voice was laced with aggression, and fear was the weapon he used to control the cabin. But while others were paralyzed by that fear, Elena was using it. She watched, she observed. She looked for patterns, for mistakes, for any sign of weakness. Her first move wasn't physical. It wasn't violent. It was to become invisible. She knew that in a crisis, calm hides you, while panic exposes you and makes you a target. She made herself small, unthreatening, just another face in the crowd. She waited, letting the hijackers believe they were in complete control. Then she saw it. The youngest of the hijackers. His hands were shaking as he held his weapon. His eyes darted around, full of uncertainty and fear. He was just a kid, caught up in something far bigger than himself. Lena saw her opening. Leaning just slightly towards the aisle, she whispered so quietly only he could hear. "You don't have to do this." It was just a sentence, but it was a seed of doubt planted in fertile ground. Hours crawled by. The plane was forced to make a fuel stop, and the tension in the cabin ratcheted up to an unbearable level. Elena saw her chance again. She whispered to the young man once more, "They'll kill you too, you know. When this is over." This time, he responded. His voice was a barely audible tremor. "What do I do?" She gave him one simple, single job. Create a distraction. She told him that when the time was right, he should drop his weapon as if by accident. Moments later, it happened. A clatter of metal on the floor. 2. The leader of the hijackers whipped his head around, his attention diverted for just one critical second. That was all Elena needed. She moved. It was a blur of speed and precision. A sharp strike disarmed the nearest terrorist. A quick kick sent his weapon sliding down the aisle. A perfectly executed chokehold neutralized the leader before he even knew what was happening. The other passengers watched in stunned disbelief as the entire balance of power on the plane shifted in less than 5 seconds. The terror that had ruled the cabin for hours simply collapsed. A profound silence filled the plane. It was broken first by a single sob of relief, then another, and then the cabin erupted in cheers and applause. The cockpit door finally opened. A relieved flight attendant announced over the intercom, "Everyone, we are safe." When the plane landed, the story exploded across the world. Headlines, cameras, and endless praise were heaped upon the mystery hero. But Elena was already gone. She slipped away before anyone could turn her into a celebrity. She didn't want fame or recognition. All she ever wanted was for the lives on that plane to be saved. If you were on that plane, do you think you would be able to stay calm? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more true style legends. Thanks for watching.